Hello, ladies. Today we're talking about hot flashes, those dreaded bursts of heat that we can get throughout our life, and often in perimenopause and menopause and even beyond. So let's not suffer in silence. Let's talk about it all. I'm going to talk about hot flash symptoms in case you don't know what it feels like, and I'm going to talk about the causes and then some natural treatments to prevent these hot flashes that don't include a prescription. For those of you I don't know, I'm Kelly Page. I'm a certified transformational health and nutrition coach, and I help women over 40 feel better in their bodies, feel lighter in their minds, and have more energy. And we can't have energy with hot flashes. They can be very debilitating. So I really want to dig into all of the who, what, when, why on hot flashes so we can talk about how you can naturally treat them. Okay, hot flashes. We typically get these hot flashes starting in perimenopause. And perimenopause can start anywhere from your 30s and 40s and go into your 50s. But you can also get hot flashes after your period stops, when you're in menopause. I know, as if that's not rude enough. You finally hit menopause and you think you're gonna be done with these hot flashes, but you're not. But here's also a little fun fact. Men can get a form of a hot flash as well. And when I go into some of the symptoms and treatments, you'll understand why. So these hot flashes, they can occur in your 40s, 50s, 60s, beyond. People primarily get them the most the 1 to 2 years before menopause fully sets in. And again, menopause is 1 year without having your period. So you tend to get them more before menopause, but again, you can still get them when you're in menopause. And a decade after, I know, I'm sorry, I am sorry. How long do they last? How long do these hot flashes last? They vary. They can be 30 seconds up to 10 minutes. They say the average lasts around 4 minutes, but ladies, I know, we're nothing but average. Things can vary a lot from person to person. So what is it? It is a burst of heat. It typically occurs in our upper body, up top, face, neck, and we can get a racing heart with it, which is horrible, right? Because it feels like you're having a heart attack. So your heart can start racing, your skin can tingle, you can perspire, you can get extra anxious for a lot of reasons because you're like, what the heck is going on? But the racing heart, the tingling, perspiration, anxiety, and chills. Yeah, you can go from hot to cold. All part of the hot flash circle. Okay, so why are we getting these darn things? Well, it's a change in the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus is the place in our body that controls the temperature. It's our temperature regulator. What throws it out of whack? Well, as you know, our hormones are doing lots of different things in our 40s, 50s, and even beyond. But primarily, two of our big hormones, estrogen and progesterone, they drop. And when these two hormones drop, they send our internal thermostat out of whack. And that sends the hypothalamus into action. So perimenopause, we tend to get the hot flash usually before or just before our period, or it can be during the period, because this is the time when our estrogen drops to its lowest level. So if you're still bleeding, you may notice that you get these hot flashes leading up to your period the days before. Yeah, because aren't we all a delight days before our period, right? It's a decline in estrogen, and that can bring on the hot flash. So estrogen drops, our follicular stimulating hormone, FSH, you may have heard, that increases, and that is just the perfect environment for a hot flash. Insulin is another hormone that gets affected with all of this, and insulin responds to blood sugar swings. And if anyone's ever worked with me coaching one-on-one, I am all about controlling your blood sugar for so many reasons, so many reasons, for energy, for weight, to sleep. so you don't do this all day, that roller coaster that you can get on. So you want to keep your blood sugar stable also to help prevent hot flashes. Yeah, and I'll talk about more how to do that in a minute. Another hormone that comes into play is cortisol. You know, cortisol is our stress hormone. It can be helpful, like if your child has fallen into the street, cortisol will help you run into the street, sweep up the child, and come back. That's great, except that we experience so many stressful moments that aren't as urgent as a child falling. Just the day-to-day stressors keeps our cortisol at a really high level. And we get really stressed out in perimenopause, menopause, all of these years as women doing all the things. So that's something else that can set our temperature off. All of these things, the estrogen, progesterone, insulin, cortisol, all of these hormones rising and falling can cause a temperature change in our body. So let's talk about some good news. Let's talk about some natural ways that we can prevent hot flashes. Now, I don't want to say, like, sell you a false bill of goods. There is no cure. There's no definitive cure-all. Different things work for different people. So I'm going to give you lots of different ideas and you can try them and see what works best for you. I wish there was a pill we could all take and they would go away, but there's not. Anyone telling you there is lying. But I do have some natural ways to make things better. Okay, I'm going to start with food and drink because that is something that's very influential for our health, for our bodies, and it's going to affect our core temperature. Sugar. You know sugar's not good for you. Sugar is just not good for anything that's going on, especially hot flashes. Sugar can really wrench your hot flashes. I know, more bad news, right? Sugar, it sends the insulin and the cortisol up and down again. It keeps your blood sugar swinging, and that keeps your body guessing and the temperature rising and fluctuating, trying to deal with everything. And you might think, oh, I don't eat sugar. I don't eat cakes and cookies, or maybe you do. But remember all the other places sugar lurks. Alcohol. I know, you probably think you need alcohol to get through these hot flashes, but it's actually making it worse, which is a bummer. I know. But I find when you can reduce these things, your hot flashes can get much better. So sugar. I mean, studies have found that sugars can very much increase your hot flashes. Spicy foods. You know how spicy foods heat you up anyway on a regular day, and then spicy foods and the hormones in the woman's body. Yeah. Spicy foods. High carb, starchy foods. Also, again, you're making your digestion work really hard. So heavier, warm foods can continue to warm you up more. Caffeine, again, it's a stimulant. Any food you're allergic or sensitive to, many people are allergic or have sensitivities to gluten and dairy. Because what you're thinking about here is your digestive juices. They have to work that much harder with these heavier foods, with sugary foods, with alcohol. It's working overtime to process that. And then remember all those hormones I've been talking about. Your body has to process those hormones as well. So what I like to tell people is to look at what you were doing before your hot flash. Did you have a big dinner? What was in the dinner? Was there a lot of carbs and starch and just things that are harder to break down? If you can start to identify, I mean, alcohol, that's kind of an easy one, even though I know we don't want to look there. Alcohol usually can make it worse. So help your body as much as you can break everything down. So what do you eat instead of these heavier foods? You gotta look at nourishing foods. Leafy greens are fabulous for so many reasons. Obviously, vitamins, antioxidants, but they also have nutrients and fiber to help push things through. Wild-caught salmon, low-carb vegetables. So you still wanna eat healthy food. If you caught my video last week about naturally detoxing the body, you gotta keep the liver happy. The liver is the guy who is filtering everything in your body, all those hormones I talked about. Like, it's trying to balance out your hormones, the stress, the insulin, and then when you put sugar and carbs and other heavy food, Your liver's like, whoa, 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 I'm working hard here, but you just gave me a lot to do. And that's gonna cause a backup, that's gonna cause more heat in your body. So keep your liver happy, keep it happy to process everything, so it has to do minimal work. You'll feel a difference. All right, what else? Healthy weight. It's important to keep a healthy weight. It's always important to keep a healthy weight, but if you want to reduce your hot flashes, having a healthy weight is also really important. They have shown that people who are overweight have more intense and frequent hot flashes. So yet another good reason to kind of drop all those foods I talked about, the sugar, starchy, carby foods. Eat more of the healthy foods, the greens, the vegetables, well-caught salmon. Those are all gonna make such a difference in your body. What else? All right, that was food. It's a lot of food. Stress. I talked about cortisol. You don't want that cortisol flowing through your body at all times. So how do you reduce your cortisol? You meditate. That just helps you release the spinning that goes on in your head, which may get activated every time you have a hot flash. You ever do that? I know I've done this. You get a hot flash and you're like, seriously, I thought I was done with this and what's happening and I thought I was good. That doesn't help it. I'm gonna guess those thoughts that you've had about your hot flash has not helped your hot flash. So try and just relax and be present. They've actually done studies that showed meditation can help reduce your hot flashes by 90%. Yeah. And if you're not comfortable sitting and just breathing, which can be kind of daunting at times, Insight Timer is a great free app if you need some help, like a guided meditation. You can also journal, practice gratitude, get in nature, just get out of here and into present. And breathing is another great way to relax all of these hormones that we have going through. And the hot flashes, which cause aggravation and cause us to get really stressed out. Breathing is a great stress reducer. It's a great hot flash reducer. And breathing, when I say breathing, you probably are like, yeah, I breathe all the time. So many of us breathe shallowly into our chests. You know, that's that stressful breathing. When you breathe lower into your belly, filling your side ribs, filling up to your top last, that's gonna have a different effect in your body. That's also sending a signal to your brain like, hey, we're good here. No harm, there's nothing to be fearful of, we're good. It helps keep your cortisol levels balanced, that deep belly breathing. Also boosts your endorphins, and man, we could use some endorphins in menopause, right? Some of this stuff is hard. So endorphins will lift your mood. And then of course, sleep. I tell you to get a good night's sleep, but you're gonna tell me, I have night sweats. How can I sleep when I'm up hot and doing all these things? Yeah, try and follow those food rules I kind of gave you, those food guidelines. That's gonna make a huge difference. Not eating a lot of alcohol or sugar, caffeine, spicy foods before bed. Your body's trying to process that. It's going to keep you awake. And or if you're having a lot of alcohol, you're gonna sleep for 2-3 hours, and then your body's gonna say, okay, I finished some of the sugar, what do we do now? I need another hit, I need more. It's a drug, right? It needs more. So it wakes you up, and then you might have a hot flash because you're still processing. Yeah. So try and keep all of this in mind. Keep your temperature as low as you can. I don't know if you're sharing a bed with someone. If you are, negotiate. They can have you hot sweating, or you can turn the temperature down. They say like 65 tends to be the sweet spot, maybe 68, which might sound cool, but might not. Wear layered, wickable clothing so the sweat can stay off of you. And there are some natural supplements some people have had luck with. And it depends on who you are and how your body responds. But some of the herbs have included like black cohosh, dong quai, red clover, evening primrose oil. I've personally had luck with shatavari. It's a Chinese herb, kind of helps balance your hormones out. So these are natural, but again, if you're gonna try anything new, always talk to your doctor, make sure there's not gonna be a reaction with anything that you're taking. I've had great luck with acupuncture. acupuncture is fabulous. There was a study that has shown that acupuncture can help reduce the number and the severity of hot flashes. So that can be another good tool for your toolbox. And lastly, just be gentle with yourself. Give yourself some space. We got a lot of stuff going on as women, just the stuff we do day to day, and then the internal workings of our body. It's a lot. And if you need to tell people, hey, I'm not feeling my best, I'm a little low energy, can you help me out or give me some room or just let me be? It's okay. Give yourself permission to take some downtime. As women, I feel like we have to do so much and perform and provide, but sometimes we just need to chill. So take care of yourself. You know, the best form of treatment for hot flashes is just staying healthy. All these things I've talked about are things that are going to help your overall health. Eating well, avoiding processed foods and sugar and alcohol, and de-stressing, meditating, breathing, moving your body, exercising, sleeping well. These are all things that are going to make you feel better in your body. And when you feel better in your body works better. If you need any help with this, I do work with women one-on-one to get all of these things balanced. But I hope you learned something today. If you have any questions, just let me know. Have a great day.